Okay, welcome back everyone. This is video 2 of this ridiculously long series that I'm going to be doing here on this page on basically kind of, I guess, a documentary of me building this Faraday suit. I'll show you now all the tools that I'm using to do this, some of which I already had in my own personal toolkits, and then one specifically that I had to go out and purchase to cut this wire. So to start off with, what I actually built in order to do this was this little winding rig. And basically what it consists of is it's some steel that I had laying around. I had this is like a 90-degree angle steel, and then some 1/8 inch steel flat bar that, like I said, was just laying around that I welded into this kind of configuration, which kind of looks like almost like a miniature coil winding rig, which is actually where I got these flange bearings from. I pulled them off one of my small coil winders, and I pulled off this 3/8 inch center axle off the coil winder as well. So unfortunately I'm short one coil winder now, but it's okay. It was an old one that was sitting in the attic that I hadn't used in a long time, and I needed to upgrade it anyway, so ripped it apart. Built this nice little rig. It's got feet pads on the bottom so it doesn't move around and doesn't scratch the table, so I can do this inside, because to be honest, I haven't done much, but this is definitely something that you really want to be sitting down and watching TV or something while you're working on this. It's not something that you want to really go out in the garage to do, because like I said, this video series is going to be over several months probably to actually get this done. And that's not just because of my hectic schedule with the data center. That's just because it literally is going to take that long. So built this rig. So then we've got the materials. And what I decided to go with for materials was this I think it's 0.066. It's basically 14 gauge stainless steel wire. And took a little while to decide on the materials, but you definitely do need to go with stainless steel for multiple reasons. One, obviously, conductive properties, and as time goes on, its inductive properties with the corrosion buildup on the outside of it. Also, we don't want the suit rusting 2 months down the road, because I don't want to put in 6 months worth of work in this thing and a week later it completely rusts over and I got to throw it in the trash can. This is something that I really want to last for a really, really long time until I build up the enthusiasm to do this again. I take it by the time I'm done, or probably pretty close to done, I'm never going to want to build chainmail ever again. So this is the wire I used. I buy all my scrap materials from McMaster. They're wonderful. Just go to McMaster.com. You can get anything you need. McMaster is the one-stop shop for any kind of engineer, and especially for any Tesla guy out there. I mean, it's wonderful. So go to McMaster. This costs about $89, I think, for a roll like this, and this is about, I think, 910. It's almost 1,000 feet, and it should last quite a while. I don't have official estimates on how many of these I'm going to need to actually build the suit, but I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and go as I purchase them as I need them. So basically what you do is you stretch out some of this coil, and you can't see it, but on this winding jig there is a hole right here. There's an actual hole there in the axle, and you feed the wire through that hole, and on the other side of the jig a little bit of the rod sticks out, and that is where I attach an electric drill. And it's really important to have a powerful drill. I'm sure you could probably use a cordless drill, but when you're sitting down and you're doing 12 and 13 of these at a time, I would hate to be changing out batteries. I just don't really want to wear out that drill. So I'm using a plug-in drill, and it seems to work really well. It's got a lot of torque, so it can handle the steel wire, which is extremely rigid. So you put that on, coil it up, and then snip your wire, and you just remove the axle, and the coil slips, it slips right off the edge. I'm not going to bother winding one, but that's basically how it works. So it's really simple. and then you can do it over and over again as many times as you need. So eventually, once you're done with that, you'll have, like I said, this coil. And it's really springy. And basically what you do is you go back and you use these really heavy-duty cutters that I bought at Lowe's that's specifically designed. I think these are actually used for grounding wire for electrical contractors. And you just go right over, right up. I'll see if I can get a close-up of this. And just clip one or two of the pieces off. And you just keep doing that. And it takes a really long time. So like I said, sit down, watch some TV. And eventually what you'll get is you'll get a bunch of these little rings. And the rings are kind of, when you snip them, they're obviously going to be slightly offset. So what you got to do then is take two sets of pliers. And these are just some regular pliers that I had in my bag. And just bend those rings back together so that you can align the two pieces. And I'll do another video that actually kind of shows better a close-up of all this, but I'm just kind of giving you a general idea. And then there will also be a video on the weaving pattern, but eventually, once you get enough of those rings, you can start doing some of the weave. And what I'm actually using is a 4-in-1 weave, and you can see I've got kind of like a little hand piece right now. And it's working out really nice. It's extremely strong. It's just going to be wonderful when I get it all done. So hopefully here soon, you know, if I get some more free time, I'll get started on maybe some of the fingers. You know, start working on the actual arm piece, and we'll just kind of go from there. But so that pretty much sums it up for this video on the materials. I'll go ahead and we'll get started, I guess, next time on showing you a close-up of the rings and how to do the weave, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.